Have you ever wondered why narcissists, those master manipulators who seem to thrive on control and chaos, suddenly back off when you least expect it? What is it that makes them stop their relentless attempts to reel you back into their toxic web? If you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, you know how exhausting and confusing their behavior can be. One moment, they're love-bombing you with affection, and the next, they're gaslighting you into questioning your own reality. But there's one thing that narcissists fear more than anything else: an injury so profound that it stops them from hoovering you back into their lives. What is this injury, and how does it work? Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into the psychology of narcissists and uncovering the one thing that can truly break their cycle of manipulation. If you've ever felt trapped in a narcissist's web, this is the video you don't want to miss. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from this life-changing information. Let's get started. Narcissists are often described as emotional predators, and for good reason. They have an uncanny ability to sense vulnerability and exploit it for their own gain. Whether it's in romantic relationships, friendships, or even professional settings, narcissists thrive on control and admiration. But what happens when their usual tactics stop working? What happens when you, the target of their manipulation, become immune to their charms and mind games? This is where the concept of the narcissistic injury comes into play. A narcissistic injury is a psychological blow to the narcissist's fragile ego, and it's one of the few things that can truly stop them in their tracks. But before we delve into what this injury is and how it works, let's take a closer look at why narcissists behave the way they do. At their core, narcissists are deeply insecure individuals. Despite their outward confidence and bravado, they are constantly seeking validation and approval from others. This need for external validation stems from a lack of genuine self-esteem. Unlike healthy individuals who derive their sense of self-worth from within, narcissists rely on others to prop up their fragile egos. This is why they go to such great lengths to manipulate and control those around them. By keeping you under their thumb, they ensure a steady supply of the admiration and attention they so desperately crave. But this constant need for validation also makes them incredibly vulnerable. Any perceived slight or rejection can trigger a narcissistic injury, causing their carefully constructed facade to crumble. So what exactly is a narcissistic injury? In simple terms, it's a blow to the narcissist's ego that leaves them feeling exposed and vulnerable. This injury can be triggered by a variety of factors, such as criticism, rejection, or even indifference. When a narcissist experiences a narcissistic injury, they often react with rage, defensiveness, or withdrawal. This is because their sense of self is so fragile that any threat to their ego feels like a life-or-death situation. For example, if you were to call out a narcissist on their manipulative behavior, they might respond with anger or attempt to turn the tables on you by gaslighting or playing the victim. This is their way of protecting their fragile ego from further damage. But here's the thing: not all narcissistic injuries are created equal. Some injuries are minor and can be easily brushed off, while others are so profound that they leave the narcissist reeling. The latter type of injury is what we're focusing on today, the kind of injury that stops a narcissist from hoovering you back into their life. Hoovering, for those who may not be familiar with the term, is a tactic commonly used by narcissists to suck their victims back into a toxic relationship. This can take the form of love bombing, guilt tripping, or even outright manipulation. The goal is always the same: to regain control over you and ensure that you continue to feed their insatiable need for validation. Now you might be wondering, how can you inflict a narcissistic injury that's severe enough to stop a narcissist from hoovering you? The answer lies in understanding what truly threatens a narcissist's ego. As we've already established, narcissists are deeply insecure individuals who rely on external validation to feel good about themselves. This means that anything that challenges their sense of superiority or control can trigger a narcissistic injury. For example, If you were to completely cut off contact with a narcissist and refuse to engage with their attempts to manipulate you, this could inflict a significant blow to their ego. By refusing to play their game, you're essentially denying them the validation they so desperately crave. But cutting off contact is just the first step. To truly stop a narcissist from hoovering you, you need to go a step further and demonstrate that you no longer care about their opinion or approval. This is easier said than done, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship with a narcissist. Narcissists are experts at getting under your skin and making you doubt yourself. They know exactly which buttons to push to elicit a reaction from you. But if you can resist the urge to engage with them, and instead focus on building your own self-esteem and independence, you'll be well on your way to inflicting a narcissistic injury that's severe enough to stop them in their tracks. One of the most effective ways to do this is by setting and enforcing clear boundaries. Narcissists thrive on blurring boundaries and crossing lines. So by establishing firm limits, you're sending a clear message that their behavior is no longer acceptable. For example, if a narcissist tries to guilt-trip you into taking them back, you can respond by calmly and assertively stating that you're no longer willing to tolerate their manipulative behavior. This not only protects your own mental and emotional well-being, but also sends a powerful message to the narcissist that their usual tactics won't work on you anymore. Another key factor in inflicting a narcissistic injury is cultivating a strong sense of self-worth. As we've already discussed, narcissists rely on external validation to feel good about themselves. But if you can develop a healthy sense of self-esteem that's not dependent on their approval, you'll be much less likely to fall victim to their manipulation. This means taking the time to reflect on your own values, goals, and priorities, and making decisions that align with them rather than trying to please the narcissist. By doing so, you're essentially removing the narcissist's power over you and reclaiming your own autonomy. It's also important to recognize that inflicting a narcissistic injury is not about seeking revenge or trying to hurt the narcissist. Rather, it's about protecting yourself and breaking free from their toxic influence. Narcissists are experts at playing the victim and twisting the narrative to suit their own agenda. So any attempt to retaliate or get even is likely to backfire. Instead, focus on your own healing and growth, and let the narcissist's behavior speak for itself. By refusing to engage with their manipulation and prioritizing your own well-being, you're sending a clear message that their toxic behavior will no longer be tolerated. Of course, breaking free from a narcissist's grip is easier said than done. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, and they often go to great lengths to keep their victims under their control. This is why it's so important to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who can help you navigate the challenges of dealing with a narcissist. Having a strong support system in place can make all the difference when it comes to standing up to a narcissist and reclaiming your own power. It's also worth noting that not all narcissists will respond to a narcissistic injury in the same way. Some may react with rage and attempt to escalate their manipulative behavior, while others may simply withdraw and move on to a new target. The key is to stay focused on your own healing and not get caught up in the narcissist's reaction. Remember, the goal is not to change the narcissist's behavior, but to protect yourself and break free from their toxic influence. In conclusion, narcissists may seem invincible, but they're not. The one thing they fear more than anything else is a narcissistic injury, a blow to their fragile ego that leaves them feeling exposed and vulnerable. By setting clear boundaries, cultivating a strong sense of self-worth, and refusing to engage with their manipulation, you can inflict a narcissistic injury that's severe enough to stop them from hoovering you back into their toxic web. It's not an easy journey, but with the right support and mindset, you can break free from the narcissist's grip and reclaim your own power. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from this life-changing information. Until next time, take care and stay strong.